Hi, welcome back to the Climbing Nomads YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all alright in lockdown 3.0 and you're keeping fit and healthy. We've changed over from our motorhome and we've been converting our new van, which is now finished, and we've been living in it for some time. And we've had a few questions about how we train in the new van, because it's a little bit different to the setup in the motorhome. So we thought we'd take the opportunity just to go through how we train and our setup. In the old motorhome we had 2 beast makers and a lattice rung, as well as like a row of campus rungs as well, and it was quite a sort of stacked affair because we had more height in the motorhome. We've gone for just the lattice rung for a couple of reasons. One is that it's a really good sort of edge to use for benchmark tests, and we really like using the crimp tap and the workouts in there, which predominantly use the lattice edge. And also secondly, when we put the beast maker up here in building, it sat so low that Brett kept clonking his head as he came in, so it wouldn't actually fit. So lattice rung fitted perfectly in there. We've also stuck a couple of micros either side, which are quite wide, but again we don't really have anywhere else to put them. We can't go above and we can't go below with them, so they've gone either side. I'll show you how I tend to use those in a second. So on top of having the lattice rung, we do quite often need something just to hang stuff off, like pulley systems and things. So we've got a couple of anchor points, and these are tied into the actual structure within the van itself. And these are useful for putting up pulleys and hanging systems. Can also be used to put up like thoroughbands and stuff, so you can do antagonistic exercises or some small core exercises. So we position the lattice, we position the rung basically to be central to this portion of space here, so that you'd hang in the middle hopefully. And sort of to even things out, but when these two pulleys come together, tend to hang It tends to sit fairly central to underneath the rung, which is actually quite helpful. So it means that when you're doing one arm stuff and need a bit of assistance, or doing like endurance reps and things, it's sort of fairly central to the rung. But at the same time, having the weight coming off of this pulley here means that it's offset to the side, because there's not much distance between the rung and the door here, so keeping the weights off and away from the body. So you got 6mm cord just to try and reduce the friction as much, so the weight that's coming off or being added is as true as possible. I've also put, I don't know where this came from, like a wooden ball on the end of it. I just find it's easier to actually hold that rather than knotting the cord. I tend to find that sort of really chafes the hand after a while, so that actually helps quite a lot. And then sort of multifunctional, so you've got the ball on the end and then a quick carabiner snap gate to clip in if you need to do anything with the harness and take weight off that way. We have a selection of weights with us. Obviously we're trying to keep weight down in the van for weight limit reasons, and also we haven't really got a lot of space, so we're not lugging around weight vests or anything. So we've just got a selection, and sometimes they don't add up to enough, so I've been using like an extra kilo here and there with water bottles and things, clipping that on as and when needed. Other things we carry around are the handlebars just for like press ups and things, or L-sits and stuff. Just find it's easier on the wrists and the hands than just pressing up on the floor. Yeah. And then we've got a clip thing clips in underneath one of the panels. There's a bit of a gap, and then the phone hangs on that. The tissue is incredibly necessary, as it just stops like a bit of a black mark appearing on the white paint, which doesn't come off. So when I'm training, just have my chalk bag hand out here, and if I'm doing sort of 2-armed hangs or like endurance repeaters and need weight taken off, I'll put my harness on and counterbalance the weight using the pulley system. Just sort of pull it all the way down, clip it in, and then good to go. If it's one-arm stuff that I'm doing, just pull it down and just hang off, counterbalancing the weight. So pretty recently we acquired micros for Christmas, and because of where they can, the only place they can sit, they're quite wide, especially the 10mm ones here. So the 10mm, they're actually too wide for me to use properly just on their own in a straightforward hang. So I've been doing them as one-arm hangs. That's not to say that everybody should go away and do one-arm hangs on 10mm edges, but that's what I've been doing to actually use that edge. I can just about get away with using the 8mm edges, which are sort of tucked in here. They're still quite wide for me, but it's not so it's not so wide that it's uncomfortable. And again, just like can use extra weight if I need to, or take weight off as and when. Yeah. The only thing about living in a van, and it's great having your training facility with you all the time, but it does mean that when you're on a slight wonk nose to tail, one arm tends to get more of a workout than the other. So we're on a bit of a wonk at the moment, so I think the left arm's going to be doing all the work for all the repeaters today. For core stuff, if it's like a bar-based core workout, we don't have much option other than to use the jug hold on the lattice rung. If it's terrible weather outside, I don't want to open the door, so I just do leg raises with hands pointing the other way, and either do sort of knee raises or bent leg raises, or L sits. When it gets better weather, then open the door and then you can work on the front levers, but yeah, that's how the bar core works. Or I use the floor. So we have got fairly limited space and weight in the van, so we thought really long and hard and carefully about how we're actually going to lay all this out and what was going to be the best setup for us, and this is what we came up with. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below and we'll try and answer them as best we can. I'm pretty warmed up, so I'm going to do a session now. Training.